it's a way for Equiano of building sympathy in his readers, right? For someone who has been taken out of his original context forcibly and made to labor in a strange, alien, and unforgiving place, right? So it's about like kind of sharing the experience of being alien with someone else. Now, another thing that Shklovsky talks about in his article is the distinction between story, which he calls fabula, and plot, or which he calls sujet. And my example here is from J.R.R. Tolkien's fantasy novel, The Two Towers. So story is the series of events that occur in a narrative recounted in simple chronological order. So in chronological order, what happens in the early chapters of The Two Towers is that the hobbits Merry and Pippin are captured by orcs who attempt to take them to the wizards Saruman and Isengard. The orcs are attacked by the riders of Rohan on the way. All of the orcs are killed. Merry and Pippin escape. Okay? So that's the story. Now, plot refers instead to the arrangement of events in a text. So, there are three things, actually, let's go back to story for a minute, because there are actually three stories happening simultaneously. So you've got Merry and Pippin being taken by the orcs. You've got their friends, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, in pursuit of them. And you've also got the other two hobbits, Frodo and Samwise, on their way to Mordor. Right? That doesn't get picked up for several chapters. As Merry and Pippin are being carted off to Isengard, we actually get, and this is where plot comes in as opposed to story, we get Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli's hunt for them first, right? So they're following the trail and picking up all these clues, and the reader does not yet know where these clues have come from, right? Until you read the following chapter, which describes Merry and Pippin's journey, right? So even though Merry and Pippin are doing these things before Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli come upon them, right? We get Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli's quest first. So the arrangement does not agree with the chronological order of events, right? So this is plot. This is story. And this is really a kind of so plot is a kind of defamiliarization effect, right? It's a way that an artist, an author, can build suspense within a text by withholding information from the audience or by confusing the order of things. So as we've noted, right, the plot, the sujet, need not follow the order of the fabula, right? And in fact, often doesn't. Okay, so those are the main points in Shklovsky's essay. It's relatively brief, right? So for the discussion board this week, here's what I would suggest you post about, right? Any questions you have about Shklovsky's text or about specific terms that I've used in the lecture. You might also want to go through King Lear, which I've asked you to read, and look for examples of defamiliarization. Right? Are there ways in which Shakespeare makes everyday words, objects, or situations strange, using language? Now, I realize that for a lot of you, Shakespeare's language is going to be strange anyway because it's historically distant from us. But right, bear with me, you know what I mean. You also might want to look at texts with which you're familiar. Novels, short stories, even plays, films, or TV shows, right? Maybe even a pop song, right? And think about how the author rearranges the events of the fabula or story to create an interesting sujet or plot. All right, so that's our basic rundown on Russian formalism, right? Read the Shklovsky text, post to the discussion board, and we will talk more about this online. So we'll see you there.